Have you ever been hit with a question that just stops you in your tracks? You know, one that makes you rethink everything and maybe even points you down a totally new path? Well, today we're going to dig into one of those questions. So, we're going to deconstruct a really simple but kind of profound idea about risk, belief, and what it really means to bet on yourself. And it all hinges on one single powerful question. No, seriously, just for a second. Think about that one thing, that idea that's been rattling around in your head, right? That opportunity you see on the horizon. Ask yourself, why wouldn't you go for it? And that line, that comes from Steve Harvey. And that's what we're exploring today. See, it's not just a question, is it? It's more like a challenge. It's one of those things that forces you to look in the mirror and face the real reasons you might be holding yourself back. So, okay, why don't we go for it? I mean, the answer is usually not that simple, right? It's all tangled up in this super powerful, superhuman emotion, fear. You know, that fear of just taking the leap. All right, let's get real about it. These fears, they're like these invisible barriers. They're not actually there, you can't touch them, but man, they can feel just as solid, stopping you in your tracks before you even get going. So, what do these barriers actually look like? And yeah, look at this list. It's pretty much the usual suspects, right? The fear of failure, what other people will think or say, the anxiety of stepping into the unknown, and of course, that classic feeling of just not being ready yet. I'm sure at least one of these sounds familiar, maybe even all of them. Okay, but this is where we need to flip the script a little. On one hand, you've got the risk of trying. Sure, there's a chance it might not work out. But on the other hand, you've got the certainty of regret, the guarantee that you'll always be wondering, what if? I mean, when you put it like that, the choice suddenly looks totally different, doesn't it? All right, so if that's the problem, then what's the solution? Well, it's actually hidden right there in the original quote. It's not just about taking a chance, it's about who you're taking that chance on. And this is the whole point. The focus shifts from the gamble itself to the person right at the heart of it all, you. See, this isn't like betting on some random outcome. This is about trusting your own skills, your own grit, and your own dreams. Let's actually define this because it's a really powerful idea. To take a chance on you isn't just a phrase, it's an action. It's you consciously deciding that your own potential is worth more than your fear. It's basically you declaring that your dreams are worth whatever uncertainty you have to walk through to get there. And you know what? To get started, you don't need a permission slip. You don't need 100 people cheering from the sidelines. All you need is the belief of one single person. Just one. And that person, it's you. Your belief is the only ticket you need to get started. And that brings us right back to the core of this whole thing. It's not a maybe, it's a must-do if you want to live a life without looking back and wondering. At some point, you just have to decide that you are worth the bet. Okay, so we've talked a lot about the why. Now let's get practical. How do you actually do this? How do you take this big idea and turn it into something real? Well, it's your move to make. And here's the thing you absolutely have to remember. Taking a chance on yourself doesn't mean you have to do something crazy, like quit your job tomorrow. No way. The biggest, most life-changing journeys, they almost always start with small, manageable steps. It all just begins with one single step. So here's a super simple way to think about it. Just 2 steps. First, you've got to identify the chance. What is it for you? Get super clear. Maybe even write it down. Give it a name. Okay, step 2, take the first step. And I mean the tiniest possible action you can take today, right now. Is it sending one email, watching a 5-minute tutorial, making one phone call? Whatever it is, that's it. That's your start. So I'm going to leave you with this one last question to chew on. We're always talking about investing, right? Investing in stocks, in property, whatever. But what if? What if your greatest investment, the one with the biggest possible return, is you? What if the most incredible success story is the one that comes from betting on the one thing you have total control over? What if you are your own greatest investment?